Hello and welcome. I am the Nerdy Chaplain, and this is a Chaplain Explains video about some suggested eponymous laws related to certain flat earthers based upon observations of their actions. I intend for this to be a more humorous and not too serious video compared to my others. And as you can see, I'm not in my usual professional garb, instead opting for my Farscape cosplay, and the reason for that choice should be obvious. I came to the idea for this video by reading the comments section of in some debunker's video, and yes, I know that is a dangerous activity. But anyway, while I was doing that while at the same time working on a video reacting to Nathan Roberts' extremely dishonest and incompetent treatise on supposed flat earth Bible verses. And spoiler alert, there are no flat earth supporting Bible verses. Anyway, I've always had an interest in eponymous laws. Gibbs rules, Occam's razor, Asimov's three laws, Godwin's law, etc. And science has many of them, like the Doppler effect, Bernoulli's principle, and Newton's laws of motion. So I'm making this video to accompany my almost completed Pastor Reacts video, suggesting these following eponymous laws based on the actions of a few flat earthers or flurfs. All but one of these eponymous laws will be featuring the unholy trinity of Flerfer Nathans. Nathan Roberts, an abuser of the Bible, a charlatan, and a destroyer of books. Nathan Thompson, also an abuser of the Bible, but is also inappropriately focused on children, which he has been arrested for. And Nathan Oakley, the loud and vulgar coward, afraid to let others speak, preferring to mute them and yell vile insults at them, and even his own friends and those who agree with him. We start at the position of honor with the incompetent Nathan Roberts. The Roberts reaction. This is taking idioms literally and therefore missing and misrepresenting the meaning of something. And as will be seen in my Pastor Reacts video on his extremely dishonest and incompetent over 240 Bible verses that support a flat earth, he takes literally what no rational person would. The Roberts principle, that's making an erroneous claim and citing a source, assuming that no one will check. Again, as will be thoroughly detailed, exhaustively detailed, in fact, in my Pastor Reacts video, where I checked every single one of his claims. Well, I found misrepresentation to such an extreme that I do not know how he thought he could get away with it. Then we have the Ranty Roberts contradiction. That's using citations and evidence to try to disprove the globe, earth, and helio-centric model, but in actuality prove the globe. Now, some of the verses that Roberts based the crux of his treatise upon, scholars recognize as actually fitting a globe earth better. And Ranty Flat Earth is the science version of this, as he is considered one of the best flat earth debunkers. Now we have the cringy Nathan Thompson. The Thompson Paradox. Claiming concern for the welfare of children, but acts inappropriately and even illegally in the pursuit of protecting them. Honestly, watching Thompson is rather cringe-inducing. During debate or discussion, he would suddenly turn to talk about children, and has also taken to yelling his flat earth nonsense to them in public spaces. Now this one was almost named for Nathan Roberts. There was an incident with him in a Target where he was ripping up children's science book, and while he was doing this, he did not end up in the clink, but he did have to talk with a manager and employees, and there was lots of concern going on. He was described as violent. There are plenty of videos. I don't think he was that violent. I thought it was just ignorant. But he did, and in this irresponsible act, he took responsibility because he always intended on buying the stuff that he destroyed. And to me, that's not as bad as what Nathan Thompson did. So Thompson gets this one named for him. The Thompson transformation. When meeting a debunker in real life, a flerf runs away scared. Thompson talked a tough game prior to a conference in Dallas, but ended up running away from Team Skeptic when seeing him in person. And there are plenty of videos on YouTube documenting this. The Thompson limit. That's when a flerf stops listening to debate opponents and walks away from the camera while their opponent is still speaking. Now, in my opinion, that's just flat out rude. But anyway, one time while watching a debate, while the debunkers were giving their arguments, Thompson just up and disappeared. And the other participants in the debate commented about how Thompson routinely does this. And when it is his turn to speak, he will not respond to what was presented, but will just go off on his pre-prepared rant. And now we have the angry Nathan Oakley. The Oakley function, muting the opposition in order to scream over them. This is well documented on his daily Flat Earth misinformation show. What is hilarious, though, is when he is on, when he's debating on someone else's channel, he is unable to mute his opponent. And what happens is funny. There are a bunch of videos about this on YouTube. Conspiracy Cats has a good one. The Oakley formula. The louder and more vulgar a flerf is, the more right they are. And this seems to be the modus operandi of Oakley's daily chat show. The Oakley criteria. What a flat earther says, it's wrong and total bollocks. This one was created by YouTube user Roy C. and is used with his permission. Now, while I enjoy all types of salad, Oakley makes up rather unpalatable word salads, making great noise and meaning nothing at best, and is intellectually dishonest at worst. Now, none of these eponymous laws would exist without being built upon a foundation made by Eric Dubay. And this eponymous law is named for him. Dubay's false axiom. The Earth is a flat, motionless disk. Now, Eric Dubay wrote the 200 proofs of a flat Earth. That's been thoroughly debunked several times. And if I remember right, Eric Dubay is a yoga instructor or something. Definitely nothing in the realm of science, in any science. And so he's out of his lane with an empty toolbox. But there you have that. And lastly, the bonus eponymous law. The Roberts-Thompson effect. This is misusing any religious tenet or holy writ to threaten or censor those with a different or opposing view. Roberts misuses a whole variety of verses to try to manipulate and threaten people into believing him, which I'll detail in that Pastor Reacts video. And then Thompson regularly misuses Luke 17:2, which is referencing tying a millstone around someone's neck and tossing them into the sea. Now, as you can see, I wanted to get serious for a moment about that last one. I find it abhorrent that these two people who claim to be Christians are misusing the Bible in the way that they have been, threatening people and attempting to manipulate them. They are like charlatans, tin pot cult leaders, and third-rate snake oil salesmen. In my opinion, the moment that one makes a threat, they give up any standing in further discussion. And those two are even worse, by taking what is supposed to be a message of love and service to one another and perverting it into a weapon. And lastly, I call it an effect because of the effect it has on people. Not drawing them in through agape as Jesus commanded, but driving people away with their harmful ridiculousness. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching this Chaplain Explains video. Please check back later for my pastor reacts to Nathan Roberts' so-called flat earth doctrine and his over 240 Bible proofs of a flat earth, none of which actually do. But again, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a good day.